Good afternoon, and welcome to the Baseball and Beer Podcast. I'm your host, John Nee, along with my co-host, J.R. Nicholas.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
We're going to drink some Tonewood.
All right.
We're going to drink some Tonewood Czech Pilsner. Really excited to try this. I've ripped on their IPA, a lot of their IPAs, but this here is probably going to be exceptional as well. I'm a big fan of this brewery.
Tonewood's great. Oakland, Jersey. Love it.
Right over the bridge in Oakland, New Jersey. You know, when I dropped you guys off the city last weekend on Saturday,
Yeah, headed over
I popped over the bridge, but guess what? Oakland location was closed on it wasn't open till 4 on Friday. Was it Friday, right? Friday afternoon?
Yes,
Friday afternoon.
Yep.
It was open till 4. I'm like, oh shit. So I Googled Barrington, and it was only 11 minutes away.
Okay,
and
perfect.
they were open. So boom, I got this at Barrington. Barrington's a solid place, man. Like, it's really cool.
Perfect.
Both locations you can bring your food in. They don't have kitchens and stuff, but they have live music at Barrington. And
nice.
I highly recommend
fill her up.
when you're up there. It's right underneath 295. So when I left, I kind of went 295 back to back to the wall, basically. Awesome. So it was easy peasy. This is really
cheers,
good stuff.
man. Cheers to the holiday weekend starting, Easter weekend.
Happy Good Friday and happy Easter and all that,
absolutely.
all that stuff.
Get right into it.
Happy Easter Bunny Day.
Oh yeah, it is good. Always love a Czech Pilsner. Always love a Czech.
Oh yeah, that was a good one from Artillery too.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Yes.
Artillery was great.
All right, so let's jump right into the first week of the Phillies, and I don't know about you, but 3-3 homestand against the Rangers and Nationals.
Not great.
Disappointing. A little disappointing what I seen out the gate.
Rangers pitched pretty well. Those guys were freaking.
Yeah, I mean our offense was just
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So what I've seen so far, look, they had a nice rally yesterday. Okay, they came back.
Thank God they won that game yesterday.
They looked dead for 7 innings there. Yeah. Schwarber to homer, and then Harper to homer, and they got
the case on Saturday when we were down in the city, dude.
Like I mean it was they came back Saturday and they against Texas, then lost in extra innings. But it's been it was good to see at least they came back them 2 games, but. It seems like just, again, like game 1, was won with home runs.
Right. We scored 4 runs in like the first 3 or 4 innings. Like, put up some runs. The first time through the lineup, they looked like shit. They're just terrible.
I mean, obviously it's early. We're 6 games in, so
can't blame the weather. All 3 wins that I was at, the weather was perfect.
Beautiful, yeah.
Fortunately, it wasn't there over the weekend.
So. No, there was a couple cold games, a couple warm games, but
great. Tuesday night.
It's just, I feel like. And a lot of people feel this. A lot of people feel this about the Phillies. I got this, listening to the radio this week and, on various other outlets. Yes. A lot of people are in that pattern right now of like, it just feels the same as last year.
Yeah, we're hearing that.
It just feels like the same squad. Now,
lackluster
Crawford and Garcia are both off to good starts, okay? So, they're 2 new players in the lineup. Crawford being a rookie, you really don't know what to expect from a rookie, but he's handled himself well so far. Winning hit yesterday, and so far he proves he belongs. Garcia coming off, a couple lackluster years. The batting average is real low.
Was he hurt last year a little bit?
I just think down around that 230 batting average. The homers, he had 19. I mean, this is a guy I think. Look, Castellanos gave us 24 homers last year, batted somewhere around 260. Do I think Garcia's hitting over 300 now? Do I think Garcia is going to hit 260, 250?
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe.
Possibly, but I'd be leaning more towards, look, if this guy hit 245, if he got to 250, but if he can hit 25, 28 homers out there and play, we've been told he's a better defender than Castellanos, which he is.
Except for that one blunder.
It's been a little shake. He's got
about
one
blunder.
He's got about 2 or 3 I've seen so far now. So
that'll change.
But
I'm going to let him go on that.
Yeah, I'll let him go there. I mean, the outfield, which everyone is obviously down on.
Yes.
They're not the issue right now, folks. Marsh, Crawford, and Garcia are all hitting. They're all hitting over 400. So the issue right now for the first 6 games is the top 4 or 5 guys in the lineup.
Yes.
Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Bohm, and Stott. Harper's off to a terrible start. He was bad in the World Baseball Classic. To me, it looks like, and to a lot of people, I'm not the only one who's probably thinking this. I'm sure you are too. He looks like he is having trouble catching up to fastballs this year. It looked that way in the WBC, and it looks this way to start the season so far. He does swing violently. I mean, a lot of these guys, it's hard to change the way they prepare for the game and approach the game. So I kind of thought maybe, Donnie Baseball, Mattingly coming in might help with that a little bit with these guys. Can help Kevin Long out. I don't see it. I see the same stuff. I see Turner, the one hand coming off the bat when he's swinging. I see Harper swinging out of his
seeing some bad at bats, swinging at shit pitches, swinging at the pitcher's pitches, like the off speed crap that's out of the zone. And then like Harper was down 0-2 like at least twice in the game yesterday. Like he's just like he can't get ahead in the count. He's swinging at bad pitches, and then he's got to. Then he's like 0-2, and he's got to swing.
Yeah,
got to swing.
I mean, for me, starting the season, and like I said, with these guys playing,
we're being a little critical right now, but
we should be. We should be. Look,
the weather's. It's not the weather.
A lot of these guys played in the World Baseball Classic, so it wasn't spring training, meaningless games. These guys were playing in in big time games. Schwarber, Harper, Stubbs. I know he's not up here, but he was playing it. Keller pitched for Team USA. Nola for Team Italy. Sanchez. These guys were playing. So like I would expect Harper and Schwarber. Now we seen that effect a couple of years ago. Turner was unbelievable for Team USA. Came to start the season for the Phillies. Couldn't buy a hit for 4 months.
Right.
So
rough first half.
I don't know. Like I said, it was disappointing. It's early. I mean, I know, folks. It's 6 games, so it's hard to. I mean. It did seem like a lot of people, the wheels were coming off already. I got some friends out here who have sent me some predictions of 86 wins, 85. That's ludicrous. I mean, come on, guys.
We can win more than that.
This team won 96 games last year. They may be better this year. I mean,
they
may be better. I mean, with the addition of
the bullpen should be good. The pitching's great.
The pitching's going to be good. I mean, look, Garcia's probably a slate upgrade offensively. He's definitely defensively over Castellanos, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Crawford, no matter what he does this year, he's going to be better than Johan Rojas in center field.
Yes.
It's just going to happen. And I have a feeling that Marsh playing against against righties and Kemp against lefties, where I do believe Marsh is going to play a little more against lefties this year. And hey, look, he might fail again, but I think they're going to give him a wider berth this year on that.
Certain lefties.
Yeah.
Topper and his analytics and his matchups and his data and his history, all the numbers.
So I believe the outfield's going to be better than last year. So you're going to have Marsh and Kemp out there in left field. You had Kepler last year. I think they're going to put up better numbers. The pitch, all right, you lost Ranger, but you're gaining, Painter, who could be a big difference. And
I was at Tuesday's game, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, he looks like the real deal. Look, it's only the Nationals, so I mean, you can get you don't want to get overexcited, but his stuff was popping. Yeah, still hitting 98, 99 in the 6th inning.
Curveball.
And confidence is a big thing. Topper got him out. A lot of people were upset. He pulled him out. 1 out in the 6th inning.
He threw enough pitches.
84 pitches.
I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that.
There was a guy on base. Get him out there in a good
I love that he tipped his cap. Did you see that on
TV? Yeah, it was great. He had family there.
We were all pumped up. It was a really great night. It was a good time.
Like I said, they're gonna, folks. This team's gonna win a division. I mean, there's bearing a major injury to someone, and this team has shown they can overcome injuries. Harper's been hurt over the years. Turner missed some games here. Ranger's been hurt. Wheeler last year. This team has shown they can play through injuries. So to think they're only going to come out and win 85, 86 games or maybe miss the playoffs, I don't see it. Maybe, whatever. I know people are down on the team. The last 2 playoffs have been disappointing. You know what I mean? Losing to the Mets.
Yes.
And then, hey, look, I know, folks, it was disappointing last year losing to the Dodgers.
It was.
Nobody was more disappointed than me. The Phillies were in every one of them games.
Yeah, they were. It was a game 2.
I'll still say to this day.
1 and 2, man. They just didn't hit.
No. I mean, you have said this multiple times. I still believe if Zach Wheeler pitched in 2 of them games and Harrison Bader was in center field for them games, the Phillies might have won that series, okay? They might have beat
It was a winnable series,
I'm not all that down on them on that regard right there. The playoffs are a different beast. It's, the offense has fallen cold the last, they got cold after, basically, they got cold against Arizona when they had a 3-1 lead. They went cold. They lost the series. So, and they haven't been able to find it. And they just haven't been able to find 2 games last year at LA at home. So they got to get that back come October.
Right.
And I believe there's going to be a lot of criticism on this team this year, all year long. No matter what, this team could run off 10 straight, and there's going to be criticism. We're going to be hearing about people want Thompson fired. As soon as they lose a game or he pulls somebody too early. And
I just want him to play Stott all the time. You know me and my love of Mr. Stott.
Yeah, I understand, and I like Stott too. And I think it's probably time for him to play. But with that being said, Mundo Sosa has shown that he is a competent He's not a starter. Let's get that
Great
out there
fielder,
right
though,
now.
man.
People want him to start all the time. He is not a starter. His average plummets when he plays too
every
much.
day.
So
Yeah.
for me, look, Sosa can go over and play them at, give Baum 5 or
Yes.
6, 8 games
Yes.
off at third. When
Yep.
Baum gives Harper his 20 games off at
Yep.
first,
He's gonna need some days off.
Sosa can play there. So you can get Sosa 30 games at third base. He can give Turner 10 or 12 games off, and he's going to be in a semi-platoon, with Stott at second.
Sure.
We did see Stott this past weekend play against a couple lefties. We've also seen him pinch hit, Sosa pinch hit for him. So, again, that's on Topper.
Let's stop play.
We talked about this before with Topper, how his lineups are, whether it's analytics. And look, this first week, folks, I watched him with, Jason DeGrom, a late scratch, and he just decided to stay with the right-handed line, the lineup facing the righty.
Right.
So even though they brought a lefty in, Marsh stayed in the game, Stott stayed in the game.
I didn't understand Marsh. Marsh, Kemp should have been in the lineup.
Yeah, he could have switched it out. I guess he just thought, hey, look, I wrote the lineup. It's game 2, whatever.
I don't feel
I don't feel like changing it. I don't know what the case was. I saw him give Crawford a game off to, as he said, to get off his feet in the third game of the season.
Third game of the season.
With a day off on a Friday. This is the youngest guy, one of the youngest guys on the team. I seen him pitch hit already for Crawford, when there was a lefty in there. So I don't know where he's going.
We're going to question a lot of stuff that Thompson does.
Yes. I mean,
it's just the nature of the game.
This team's faced, they at some point last week, they faced 4 straight lefties. And the fourth game, he decided to start Stott, Marsh, and who else am I forgetting? And Crawford. So, I don't know how he's doing it. Analytics, what these players have done against opposing pitchers. Or does he just wake up and say, I'm going to start a left-handed lineup today? I don't know, Junior. Gut feeling, whatever. So,
I don't know about
folks, we've been talking about this for years about Topper, so we don't know what we're going to get there. Another thing I was a little disappointed with, and I do believe it still will work out as the year goes on, and it will be good. The bullpen was a little disappointing. They give up 17 runs in 6 games.
Ouch.
That's a lot. That's a lot of runs.
Yeah. Duran's been good, But,
Duran's been okay.
Keller
gave up like 3 back this game. The Phillies
yeah.
had a comfortable 5-0 lead, maybe ending in the 9th. He gave up 3.
And Keller and somebody else came in and pitched the 8th or 7th and 8th.
Keller gave up 3 yesterday.
And then it kind of went apart in the 9th.
Alvarado got shelled for 4 against the Nats. That game that got out of hand, where Dylan Moore had to come in and pitch at the end of the game. Already here we are, 5 games in our season, 6 games in, and we got a utility bench player
Call up Stubbs.
Yeah, it's just that gets frustrating sometimes,
yes.
But it is what it is, folks,
Yeah.
and that's the way Thompson's going to be. I mean, he has his way of managing. I thought maybe, I'm a big fan of them bringing in Donnie Baseball, Don Manley here.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can rub off on Thompson a little bit. Hopefully he can rub off on these hitters, help Kevin Long, whatever.
Help Harper.
And I would love to see a
little better at bats, man.
I mean, I just personally believe Harper just swings too hard every time. I mean, there's you want to come up there, 1 strike on you, no strikes, and swing out of your shoes. So be it. Go for the long ball, whatever. Once you get 2 strikes on you, you got to tighten up. Just try to get the ball in play.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's he's having a tough
done.
beginning of the season. I think Harper will get his shit together. It'd be nice for him to go do it on this road trip. Go out to
you're going out to Colorado. I mean,
and then they have the nice off day. They're probably hanging out today. I was thinking about on the way over here. No, but did they travel today or did they fly out? I think they fly out last night. Last night they have a nice day of rest.
Yeah, they're off today,
which is good.
Of
course, it
course,
doesn't make sense to travel today. I think they probably showered and went right to the airport after the big win last night. They're happy, and they get to Denver.
And it was a day game, so
it's a long day because now it's you're going out there. It's a long day, and they just rest and rest today. Take it easy, eat some good food, chill, get the ballpark nice and early tomorrow, get after it, hit the shit out of the ball in Denver.
Well, we always hear with the air quality too, like at a mile high. So get out there, get acclimated back to a day.
It's nice to have an off day in Denver to
some batting practice.
Learn how to breathe, right?
Yeah, I always heard that. Football, mile high stadium, teams getting guys get there. Well, whatever.
It affects people differently.
I had a buddy lived out in Denver. You know what I mean? For a few years, I was out there twice. I didn't notice damn
Yeah,
thing. Now,
yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't out there playing
You weren't
football
running
or
around.
baseball or anything like this and that, but I was out there drinking my ass off, folks, and I didn't feel any different than I
No.
did back in Pennsylvania.
It's
So
probably the
whether
alcohol.
that has anything to do with
I don't think so.
who knows? But,
That's funny.
you know, who would have thought?
I didn't feel anything.
You know, I didn't feel a damn thing. I felt great actually out there. I was a young man back when I was out there years ago. But,
It's funny. I didn't feel anything.
yeah, but anyway, you're right. You know, look, Harper, Schwarber, Turner. I'm not really worried about the bomb. I'm not worried about the top of the lineup. They're going to hit.
How about the lineup? It's
You know.
just going to stay the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to stay the same. They're
Well, our lineup is
Yeah.
not relevant.
I mean-
I'd like it if they switched the Harper and put Schwarber at cleanup.
Hey, look,
you know, it's just like
I
not
mean,
going to happen.
there is some things that can happen. You never know if you know if you're 2 months into this season and Crawford's still batting 300 with
He might be up
10
at
or
the top
12
of the lineup.
steals. You might want to say like,
My
we got to
friend
get
said
this
that,
guy
yeah.
up to the top of the lineup. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Here,
That changes a lot.
you know, Turner could always drop it in a 2-hole, Harper 3. You know,
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know how they would.
Schwarber 4,
Right,
Bomb 5.
I
that
mean-
could work. I would be okay
Sure,
with
sure.
that.
Bomb 5, Garcia 6, stop
Yeah.
dropping all the way down to 7.
Yeah.
You know, there's options with this lineup,
Yeah.
and guys are going to be hot and guys are going to be cold.
Makes JT like the 9-hole hitter.
JT hitting in the 8.
Eight or
Look,
9.
I know there's a lot
Or
of
maybe
people.
Marsh hits 9th, you know.
A lot of people out there were not happy with the JT signing 3 years. They
I don't
talk too
care.
much, and maybe it is. Look,
I'm okay with it.
for me, JT's hitting 8th right now, folks, and he could be the 9th hitter by the end of the year. Look, if he gives them 12 homers, bats 250, and steals 10
He's our
bases like he
catcher.
does, he's a great
Great catcher.
defensive catcher. He's
Catcher.
still throwing. He threw a guy,
Throw a guy
out
out,
yesterday.
yes.
He
Yes.
still has that arm. So look, you know, the days of JT hitting 20 homers, stealing 20
Might be
bases,
over.
batting 270 are over. They're
Yeah.
over. They're definitely over. I see it probably. It'd be like 250 would be a good year for JT. I think he hit 259 last year.
Give us like
12
15
homers. If he can
homers.
get there
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
great. If he
yeah.
hits any offense JT gives you out of the 8-hole is fine in my boat. You know what I mean?
I
So
think, and he will.
he needs to
He
continue
will.
to call
He goes
big
on
game
his
and
little
go from
tears.
there.
He goes off for a week and hits the crap out of the ball.
Mhm.
You know, just
So what else we got?
okay. We're gonna jump into this.
Feature
Okay,
something else for the folks.
for you basketball fans, for the big college basketball time of the year. Other half dropped some beers with basketball themed names. This is called Sports Balling. It's a double dry hop.
Another half.
Yeah, India
One of our favorites.
Imperial India Pale Ale. And guess what? It's a big beer. It tastes pretty good.
Yeah, that'll be good for my GERD.
Yeah, no, this is actually
That'll be good for the heartburn.
yeah. This is really nice. I actually
Now let the
I'm
folks know
probably-
about other half. We like that good.
oh yeah,
out
we're
Fish
other
Town
half in
and-
Fishtown. I think I guess some of the specials are they have their flagship hazy Green City. And maybe one other beer or like $5 early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, something. They have some specials and stuff. Their kitchen's okay. You can get a decent smash burger there. But I'm all about the beer and a lot of IPA from other half.
Also a good
I'm
place
big
to
fan.
watch a game. I mean,
Absolutely
we've
great.
been in for a couple
Yeah,
games.
great
It's been
place.
crowded
Lots of
now.
TVs.
Yeah,
It's
lots
great.
of TVs.
And we are going to get a
It does
lot.
get crowded.
It does.
It
It
does
can
get
get crowded.
crowded,
There's a
yeah.
whole outdoor space too. That whole picnic, whole grassy
Yep,
area
yep.
outside is really cool.
The old Goose Island, folks, for anyone who's
Goose,
familiar with that,
Goose.
off of Frankfurt Ave in
in the
Fishtown.
in the construction hell that Johnny doesn't
there
work around anymore. It's not
There's a
not-
lot of
not running
construction
around.
down there.
A lot of construction. We will be drinking the lager called Snaps. We had a juicy version of it when we were sitting outside, and we were like, I don't really like juicy things in my beer. Remember that?
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna drink some.
I like
Snaps.
other juicy. I like other juicy things.
I know you
I
do.
believe that was my comment.
Yes, yes. I will get some of that lager. They make a lot of great IPAs, but we will feature
Yes,
that.
they do.
eventually.
Yes,
so
they
this
do.
is Sports
Great place.
Balling, and I will get with it too in a second.
All right, perfect.
Mm.
So,
What do you think? It's pretty.
yeah, I like
pretty
it.
good.
It's big. It's a big beer. Like I said,
big.
I've been, the GERD's been
We're-
bothering me a little
yeah,
bit with the
yeah.
IPAs.
Well, it's
I'm
the only
trying to
can
stay
I
with
brought,
the-
so
yeah.
we're gonna split this.
Been trying to stay with the lagers lately. You know that lagers,
Yeah.
pale ales, all
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna
but, hey,
transition to it's gonna be, Pilsner and lager season pretty soon.
but there's still going to be some IPAs.
Yeah,
The hipster
absolutely.
catnip's always.
We got to get some catnip.
I'm
We have to go
always
there.
drinking that when I'm at Le Cabre, folks. Another
Yes,
good one up in
Macabre. We're gonna
Berwyn. and-
feature their beers for sure.
Absolutely,
I'd like to go to
Another great
Page and
place.
Pour eventually. We'll talk about that next week.
Yes, yeah, we
We'll
got to
go
get
there.
outside.
Maybe
there.
after the road
Another
trip.
good place.
We need
Yeah.
some good weather to be out to go there.
Well, it looks like we're getting some good weather coming at this weekend. You know, we got the Phillies on tomorrow at 4. As a matter of fact, I'm heading down the city again for the weekend tomorrow.
Tomorrow's at 4:00.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
going to head down tomorrow morning. I'm off for Good
That's
Friday,
right.
so I'm going down for the weekend. I'll probably,
That's
I
right.
don't know where I'll give you a buzz. I'm going to be out
I
somewhere
might be happy. Well, you know what?
watching a game somewhere.
I could always do that and then come back, seeing some music and stuff. There's a lot of cool music around the area. I forgot about that 4. I forgot about 4:00. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Good Friday.
Rockies home opener. So,
Which is like 2:00 in Denver.
yes,
Interesting
2 hours
time.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their home opener, so you know.
Oh, it is.
Yep,
Okay,
so they're
cool.
ready to
They
roll
were on
out
the
there.
road.
So,
all right, cool. Well, let's go Phillies.
yeah, let's go. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's gonna be.
Let's get a couple out in
Let's get
Colorado. huh?
Luzardo. You know, like keep the ball in the park.
Yeah, he had a tough start. He had a tough start. Nola, let's jump on Nola. Look, folks, Nola looked great in the WBC for Italy, Team Italy. I was really excited about that, and I guess he looked like the Nola of last year, serving up meatballs.
Meatball.
You know, he just for some reason he just cannot keep the ball in the park. He wasn't awful.
No.
5 1/3, I believe it was, 3 runs, but
you're gonna get innings and stuff. He's just you know he's gonna serve up a couple home runs.
I will say this: it does seem that he does serve up. It seems to be like 2 games, sometimes 3, but they seem to be solo. He doesn't give up the 3-run homer. It seems, and he seems to battle. Hey, look, you noticed last year this guy was hurt, so we know he's going to give us.
Right.
You know he's going to give us 200 innings. The way I'm looking at this year with Nola, you know, once Wheeler gets back, and we're hoping that's in the next 2 weeks. He's already made a rehab start for Lehigh Valley. I believe he has another one coming this Saturday. So he's probably a few weeks away, folks. You know, you don't want to rush him, but or maybe you do with the way Walker pitched last week. So,
I don't know. I'd say give him another rehab start.
Oh, no, another 2, at least another 2.
Yeah.
Build that arm strength up, so just like it's a spring training for him right now. But anyway, I mean,
Walker was terrible.
You know, I was really hoping Nola, you know, maybe turn the corner with that WBC, but the long balls are there. You know, it's game 1. First game he pitched. It's kind of a little disappointing. So hopefully that's not a lingering problem again this year. But on the good note of that, Nola should be pitching out of the 4 spot this year with Painter in the 5th spot. I can't think of too many teams. You know, maybe the Dodgers, a couple other teams.
Pretty good rotation.
Not too many teams can boast a Nola and a Painter as your 4th and 5th starters.
This is true.
I mean, we're in a really good spot with them there. And if Thompson, if he matches this thing up right where he has Nola and Painter pitching against the other team's 4th and 5th starters, they're going to win. They're going to win a handful of them games.
Of those games.
They're going to win a handful of them
games.
games.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I like it. Painter was so good, man.
You know how I like to say that.
Knock on wood, you know, be that guy. Be that guy we want him to be for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes, he's healthy. Hopefully he remains healthy, gets going. And, you know, me and Jay always talk about this a lot. Look, this Phillies lineup, Harper, Turner, Schwarber, they murder the 4th and 5th starters on teams.
They do.
And the back ends of bullpens. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th guys.
The mops, yeah.
They murder. That's where their numbers really pile up. And then we see in the playoffs where them numbers, they're not as good when they're facing the top 3 pitchers and maybe the top 3 out of the bullpen.
Play the Dodgers. It's a tough.
The Dodgers are, you know. Hey, look. Dodgers won the World Series. What did they do? You know, they stay the same. They lose the player. Now they go out and get Tucker. So they're even better.
And what's his name? Diaz.
Oh yeah, the closer. Yeah. From the Mets. So
I mean, geez.
You know, they just improved their team. You know, looking for a 3-peat now. And I'm going to go on the record, folks. Right now, early, it's just like they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. If they think the Phillies will not, the Phillies will beat the Dodgers this year in the playoffs if they play them.
Let's do it.
I'm marking it right down. Stone cold, Howard Eskin guarantee. The Phillies knock the Dodgers out if they play them in the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying the Phillies might not lose in the first round to the Diamondbacks or somebody, but if they face the Dodgers, they will beat the Dodgers.
Or the Cubs.
Dodgers are not winning the World Series this year.
Okay.
Mark my words. They're not. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Too many teams gunning for them, and it's not going to happen.
They've got quite a bullseye on them, Johnny.
They got a bullseye, and they are good. Don't get me wrong, they are
Very
good. But you know how hard it is to repeat, let alone 3-peat. And you know, there's some good teams out there this year, so it's going to be hard for the Dodgers. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah, the Padres in their own division are good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams.
I meant to look up how Nicky Buttons is doing out there. I didn't.
Castellanos?
Yeah.
He's batting all of like 167 right now. Struggling, no homers. He's
Is he playing every day?
That I do not know. I gotta
look up that. I gotta see what he's doing. You know, I'm rooting for him. I mean, shit. You know, he's on a good team. he went to the right team to
Hey, look.
try to be on a playoff team.
Personally, I never had a problem with Castellanos when he was here. I didn't have a problem with him bitching about being taken out of games last year. That's the kind of guy I want on the team.
Right.
Now, did he act like a jackass?
Yeah,
grabbing a beer and sitting
Miami?
back on the
Yeah,
bench.
he did.
Yeah, you're acting
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
jackass
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
you sit on the bench.
Yeah.
You're pissed off. You let your manager know that after the game in the office or whatever.
He kind of went off in the dugout.
I think he kind of lost his teammates at that point, and then apparently since he's been moved on, we heard he may have not really ever really wanted to be here. It wasn't his first choice. The money was probably the issue that got him here, and apparently he wasn't happy here the whole time. I mean, I didn't know that, and
that's unfortunate to hear.
Whatever. I mean, I mean, team's winning. You were paid handsomely for your 5 years
you're
here.
You're going to the playoffs.
Well, I should say you're 4 years since and you're still being paid by the Phillies. You're going. You had a chance to win. You played in the World Series. You're playing with some of the best players in the world, and Harper, Schwarber, and Turner, and Zach Wheeler, one of the best pitchers right here in the game.
And Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Sanchez is going to be a Cy Young candidate. Although he wasn't spectacular yesterday. He was okay.
But you know what? Hey,
look,
he didn't want to be here. Hey, good riddance. You know what I mean? The Phillies cut him loose. I wish they didn't have to pay him. I wish they could have trained him. We already talked about Dombrowski handled that situation very not the proper way.
No, they
and it probably cost him some money. It cost him. Nobody was going to eat that $20 million after his year last year, but you might have been able to move him for. Somebody might have picked up $8, $9, $10 million of that contract.
I agree.
And that would have got you a reliever.
Right.
You know what I mean? You save $8 million, $10 million, you could have grabbed another reliever.
Right.
But hey, that's water under the bridge, as they say. It's behind us. We're moving on, and I do believe this team, folks. Like I said, I still believe it's a 90+ win team. I still believe they're going to win a division. I know it was a tough. It was a tough 6 days for folks.
The Mets are good. I'm going to say the Mets are a solid lineup, and I don't think they match up pitching wise to us.
No,
they have a solid lineup. And the Braves are going to struggle again without
their pitching. The Braves are decimated with injuries again with their pitching.
Profar thing's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that kind of hurt them a little bit. Yeah, steroids again, and back-to-back years. So.
Really?
I mean, I don't know.
How stupid is that guy?
I think it's going to be the Phils and Mets battle.
Phils and Mets. I think these Nationals who we just played. I don't see.
It's a 500 team. I think the Marlins and Nationals be a 500 team.
I think I might have picked the Marlins. I forget what I picked in the baseball pool. The Marlins last or the Nationals. I forget. I think I picked the Marlins last. I don't remember.
Picked them last in the division?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We'll pick them like third. Maybe the Braves fall. It's hard. The bottom that our division is kind of tough to.
I just can't see. You know what? I can't see
the Braves
myself.
Are going to hit like they're hit.
Yeah, I can't see the Braves finishing fifth.
No.
So
maybe fourth. If
maybe
the
Nats and Marlins. But I look at that Nats and Marlins team as like two teams that they're going to be over 500. I think they have good young players.
They have a pretty good division.
Yeah, I mean the Nationals, they have fantastic speed as we saw this weekend.
Yeah.
They're going to win some games with that speed.
Yeah, James Wood is quite a player too.
Abrams they have a good players. Good young team. They have a good young team.
They just got to get some pitching. Although they got some pitching. Or no, that was Texas. Texas had that pitcher that was on the Nationals last year. What's his name? The lefty signed with Texas. He was on the Nationals last year. That did for the first game of the season, I think.
Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah. He looked pretty good against the Phillies.
I mean, look, here's the problem with the Nationals, and look, I'm not upset about it because they're a division rival, and the Marlins. They develop great players. They come up for their system,
and they leave. It's almost like Pittsburgh.
And they leave. I mean, it's it is what it is. Unfortunately, we've talked about this as well this year so far. There's going to be a strike next year, like a stoppage, whatever you want to call it. These salaries have gotten out of hand and
ridiculous,
and it does really kind of suck for a team like Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Miami, the Nationals, teams like that develop these players and constantly lose them to teams like the Dodgers, Red Sox, Phillies. Hey, look, years ago we weren't able to say this. Hey, when the Phillies going to sign someone? So
we kind of did.
I feel good to be in that spot now where we've been like that for the last 10 or 15 years or so now.
I heard Ranger got shelled in his first game.
Look, I like Ranger and all, but look, we talked about this again as well. Like, you could not sign him for that big money just because of his back issues, and you just don't know. Pitchers are tough in that.
Yeah, it's hard.
You need to stay healthy as a pitcher, and
that's
Ranger
wasn't
misses
Too many
starts,
games,
and he wears down. Dude, he does wear down.
I think the Red Sox are going to be regretting that a little bit because they did shell out a lot of money for him, like $150 million.
I mean, look, in this day and age in baseball, you have to spend to get big names, and you have to hope that them big names stay healthy and produce. It doesn't always produce. It doesn't always work out. And
go to Boston. It's freaking raw up there, man. It's cold in this time of year.
I mean,
it's cold in the fall. You know, Ranger needed to go to like the Marlins or Houston or something. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
a warm weather team.
He probably pitches better
the Braves,
than warm
the Braves,
weather.
Christ, you know, what he went to the Braves.
I could see him being he would probably stay healthy in San Diego.
Sure.
And
Arizona,
something like that. You know, it would help him a little bit more. But hey, look, he was great here for us, Ranger. Castellanos, like we said, they had their time. They were part of 4 playoff teams. I appreciate everything they did when they were here. They're going again. The more water under the bridge there. We're going to move forward with what we got. Like I said, folks,
we got Painter.
Yeah, I think we have. I think Painter and Crawford have a future here.
Yes.
Aiden Miller's still injured down in the minors right now. He's battling a bad back.
That's
so
unfortunate. That sucks.
I mean, it does suck. So I'd like to see him, get healthy, give us a good year in the minors.
Maybe comes up in the fall or something.
I mean,
maybe he's just down there all year. But can we call him up like when we get to the?
Look, there's a lot of talk, and we're going to talk about this all year, and you're going to hear it on the radio, folks. You're going to hear it on TV. They're going to talk about Alec Baum, in the final year of his contract all year long.
All year long.
And is he a trade candidate? Is he a baby? Does he sulk? The whole 9 yards. So,
I want him to. I want to keep him. Yeah. And then if we get nothing for him, so be it. But I don't want to trade him and risk not having his bat and defense.
I mean, look.
You know what I mean? Like,
Baum's not going to hit 25, 30 homers. Thompson has him.
Not a cleanup hitter.
Yeah, he's not a cleanup hitter. That's his fault that he's in that spot. The Phillies choose to put him there. Alec Baum is a solid 18 to 20 home run guy, 280 to 285 average. That can drive in 90. That drives in 90 runs. He's turned himself into a pretty decent third baseman.
Yes,
and he can play first base. So
yes,
he's a good versatile player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's going to get paid.
He's going to get paid.
And with Aiden Miller in the minors, he was another a top 5 prospect like Painter and Crawford. So the Phillies are probably not going to pay him now. Are they going to trade him at the trade deadline?
It's a big question, Johnny.
For a team battling down the stretch, getting ready to enter the playoffs.
I want a lot for him. If we trade him, I want a lot.
Yeah, I do too. But here's the problem: Aiden Miller has to be ready.
Has to be ready.
You can't just say we're going
to just stick Sosa out there.
Yeah,
and then we need another bench player.
I mean, my gut tells me Baum will be here all year, and
I do too.
He's going to walk like Ranger, and we're going to get nothing for him, and so be it. You know
what?
I agree. Maybe they win a World Series, and that's the consolation prize. You win a World Series, Baum contributes to that, and he leaves, he gets paid, and he goes and plays somewhere else.
All good.
And Miller comes up next year, and he starts off like Painter and Crawford, and we got 3 young players.
It's a good scenario.
Not making a lot of money, and that helps. Trust me, that helps. Yes. And we got another guy.
I don't see the big giant. Sorry, I don't see the big giant contract in the future in the next 2 years or more, John. Like
for
the
Phillies.
Yeah, like, are we gonna like put out $200 million for a player? I think that we're kind of done for now with that.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
like what are we gonna do? We got Turner, our infield, like a Turner and Harper. And
JT's locked up again.
JT's
Sanchez,
locked up again.
Lazardo.
We still got Nola. Well, that was great. We talked about that last time. Like extending Sanchez was really smart.
I mean, nothing for nothing. If I'm the GM of this team, which
obviously
I'm not,
pitching.
The next big contract I'm offering is to Durant.
Sure.
I want to lock Durant up. I want to lock Durant up.
Yep, I agree.
Painter's years away from being locked up.
I agree. It's pitching.
Nola's locked up.
Yeah.
Lazardo's locked up. Sanchez is locked up.
It's pitching.
Wheeler said he wants to pitch another 2 years, so we'll see what happens after that. I would lock up Durant.
Yes.
JT's here for 3 more. Harper's over here for 5 or 6 more.
Or one of them other bullets out in the bullpen. Say like a Keller or somebody's pitching really well. Somebody or the Kirkering or you
can hold on to a player like that.
We need to keep our bullpen intact instead of having a revolving door, which seems like we needed to kind of like clean house somewhat in the pen and like all these new guys.
I mean, I really like
Some of them are going to not be here. You probably touched on it in your notes. But
well, here's a good thing. From what I've seen,
we have good problems with guys in the minors.
Yes, we have a little. So for the first time in years, I believe we have a little depth. Like we saw,
right.
We saw Dante Nori play for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. And he's a top 10 prospect for the Phillies now. So there's a guy you might see later this year if an Otto Kemp's struggling out there. Now he is a left-handed hitter. Yeah. We seem to have an overabundance of that.
A lot of lefties.
We have some. We have some bullpen depth down there.
We do.
Max Lasers coming off an injury.
Johnson.
He pitched in the World Baseball. Well, actually, he was sent home with an oblique injury.
That's right. Yep.
Seth Johnson is down there.
He had some good innings for us.
We got some guys, so it's I think the Phillies they're in a good spot. They're in a good spot. They're a good team, folks. I know we all everybody was ready to jump off the Ben Franklin Bridge, Waltman Bridge this week. So, here's what I would say to that, folks. Just
calm down.
Calm down.
It's all good.
Enjoy the regular season.
It's a huge win yesterday.
We got 156 games to go or so. I mean,
we're almost back to where it was that was a regular season. 154, right?
Look, it's
eight more or something they added when. It was 154 games.
Well, we got 162 games. We played 6 already. Yeah. So I mean, folks, it's a long season, and to get upset after 6 games is look. I know we all were. I was kind of
this past weekend kind of sucked. Let's be honest. Saturday's game, that Saturday game, then Sunday was just that was Walker, right? Sunday, it was terrible. Right? Yes, it was awful. Like he gave up runs early. It was a total shit show. We weren't hitting, of course.
Well, some of the games were boring. That was the problem. That
Saturday was boring.
Saturday's game, you came down. It was boring until the 9th inning. They had like a 12-minute rally, and then came right out in the top of the 10th. Durant comes in and gave up 2 runs, and the Phillies only scored 1. The game was over. They lost. And I mean, they come back to tie that game up. Like that to me is games where that's where you can see teams like spiral into a 5-game losing streak when they come back in a game that they had no business winning, tie it up only to lose it in extra innings. Woe is me type of attitude. But
they came out on Sunday and played like shit again.
Yeah, and got whooped, and that's why it was good to see them come back yesterday with that win. It was and Crawford getting the winning hit and seeing how excited the guys were. And Marsh scoring a winning run, running out, all the players coming out, mobbing them at second base. Like that's good to see. You know what I mean? And good for Crawford.
Walker was Monday night because Painter was Tuesday night.
Walker was Monday, yes, because I remember.
Must have been who's before Walker. It must have been Nola.
Walker was the
meatball. Nola was
Walker was the game where
Luzardo gave up 5.
Yes, he got beat
up.
That's right.
Luzardo got beat up. I'm sorry.
I'm not worried about Luzardo. That's a bad start.
That's
all that is.
Yeah.
He had a couple of them last year, 2 or 3. That raises the ERA. Look, you got to remember, Luzardo was in a running for a Cy Young last year until I believe he had back-to-back bad outings, like 7 runs in 6 innings. The ERA ballooned up, and then he was great again the rest of the year.
He had a couple bad innings.
Yeah, a couple bad innings, and that's that. So, hey, look, it's baseball, folks. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Walker. We've talked about this again in the past, like last year. I think we were at 3
Walker hurt us after Luzardo and Saturday's snooze fest of a game like that. You're right. That game we lost in extra innings after when we tied it.
I barely even.
It just snowballed into like shit game on Sunday, Luzardo, and then who's our hero? Walker on Monday night. Didn't happen.
No.
I
mean, I was sitting in my chair. We were in a group text, if you remember. You said I was probably at that point. I've given my wife the TV changer, and I'm watching
watching the Bravo channel.
Yeah, whatever channel she watches now.
Below Deck. Captain Sandy.
Yeah, which surprisingly that night. That would have been a thing I would normally do. I would have been on my phone looking at stats or something, blah, blah, blah.
You were just watching YouTube.
Because, let's be honest, folks, the game was over in the first inning. You know what I mean? So, it was over before I digested my dinner.
Oh, my God.
But that night, my wife did not ask for the thing, and I begrudgingly left that TV on with no volume, I will add. I put on some music, listened to music, and looked at my phone.
Oh, Billy Joel.
Somehow stomached and watched 9 innings of that debacle. And normally
you're a true fan, Johnny Sip.
No, normally I would bail on that.
Yeah,
but,
you would bail. You'd be watching.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
You're watching a Tom Cruise movie. You'd be watching Reacher or Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that was just something to fill that up before we go here for the folks. Well, so anyway, folks, that's
Yeah,
pretty much all
yeah.
we got for tonight. We don't want to bore you
Yo,
anymore.
Let's have a good road trip.
Yeah, let's have a good. Yeah,
You know, like
let's get all three
like
from the Rockies.
Luzardo back. Nola pitch. Luzardo at 4 tomorrow. Nola at whatever time, like 8,
I'd like to
10
see him
tomorrow.
have a good game. That
Yeah,
would make me
Nola
feel
would
a
be
lot
good.
better.
And then after that, we go to Walker. Unless we skip Walker.
Ooh, that light air out there in Colorado.
How about we
Balls
throw
are gonna be flying
Painter?
out
How
of the
about
park.
Painter? Give Painter the ball on Sunday. We had an off day today. Can you skip Walker? And go
No,
Painter?
probably not. No, it's going to be
Topper's
Walker.
not going to do
Yeah,
that.
it's going to be Walker.
He's not going to do that to Painter.
But
Painter starts in San Francisco.
There's all right, nice. There's going to be some
6:45. Their games start out in San Fran, which is 9:45 here, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday's game 3:45.
perfect.
12:45 in San Fran, Bay Area game. I'm gonna text my wife's old boss, our friend Matt Macy, out in Oakland. He takes the ferry across from Jack London Square, goes right to the right field gate.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. He says it's cool. There's like a bar on board. You have a beer and stuff going across the bay.
Nice.
I'm gonna reach out and see if he goes to that game because I mean, you know, it'd be pretty cool if he was there and I could text him during the
Yeah,
game.
that'd be neat.
Maybe we go to Page and Port. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll
Weather
figure it out
permitting.
next week.
Weather permitting. We could talk about
We're
this road
looking
trip.
at a pretty nice week next week.
Like a 10-minute,
80 to more-
10 minutes.
80s.
Hello. You know,
Yeah.
this would happen on the road trip, and
Quick one.
you know, talk about
No, we're gonna talk after
some
the
better,
road trip because
some better pitching outings from Luzardo and Nola, and see what we get with Walker on Sunday. You know, I mean, on Sunday.
I believe
So,
it is Sunday. Phew,
yeah.
man, there's gonna Colorado. Jesus.
I mean, this could
Nola-
this could go really well or really bad. You know what I mean? Okay, Luzardo doesn't bounce back.
folks,
Nola serves up meatballs that fucking land in the snow.
I'm gonna
out
say
in the mountains.
over under Nolan Walker with a couple of these leaving the ballpark, Junior.
Right, they're orbiting the
Let's
sun.
start at 6. Over under for you.
Ooh, under. Ooh,
Under.
I just feel like they can. Luzardo can bounce back.
I'm not.
and,
No, the
yeah.
starter's not going to give one. I'm saying
Nola-
Nolan Walker. I'm putting it
Oh,
at
Nolan
6.
Walker? Oh,
I'm
shit.
putting
I
it at
think
6.
I'm right. 6 is good. I'm down
I
with
was going to say about 6. About that Walker. Walker make it. They'll go about 3 each. I
You know,
think,
it'll be a bummer if both Luzardo and Nola pitch really well. And we hit. Say we hit a lot. Like
We better hit a lot.
We better hit a lot.
Yes.
We're in Colorado. Schwarber's going to hit a ball that won't land till the end of our next homestand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But then you get Walker out there on Sunday,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go well.
Yep.
Such a demoralizing outing.
Next thing you know, we got the Phillies winning in the 9th with the extra point to take a 10-9 win. Right? That's what I'm expecting in Colorado this week.
Kick a
You know
field
what I
goal.
mean?
Kick the extra point.
So that's we'll see.
But
We'll see where
I'm
we're at.
excited for them to be in San Fran. It's such a beautiful city. That's a great ballpark. Like I said, my man Matt goes there.
Yes, nice.
Because
Very nice
Oakland,
ballpark.
Oakland has no team anymore. They're the Sacramento A's. He's not traveling down.
Poor
the
Oakland.
He probably has been to a game.
Lose
but
the
like, it's
Raiders,
kind of
get the Raiders back. Lose
Yeah.
the Raiders, get the Raiders back. Lose the A's.
Oakland's just not
It's a shame.
not a sports city anymore.
Dude, they show up. Their fans showed up for the A's. Like they never put money out for that team, and they're always like competitive. It's amazing, and
Well, until
the
the
fans
end.
show up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it sucks. It sucks when that happens in baseball.
Yeah.
Montreal,
Yeah.
Fulton, Pittsburgh.
That stadium was
Yeah.
like really made the vet look like
the old Coliseum.
Yeah, it made the
where else they were playing.
Met look like Club Med. You know, it was pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
There was like animals in the freaking broadcast.
So that's pretty much all we got, folks. So we got 6 games out there, with the
Yes.
Giants and
Let's
Rockies.
get after it.
Let's go. Let's go
4-2.
4-2. Come on, and then we have a 9-game homestand following that. So
Yes.
I know
I know I see Arizona on the 10th. I have it too. I have every game that you
Friday night. the
every
10th.
game on
Yep,
your
yep,
plan.
yep.
I
That's
have
Friday.
as well. And I'm down with that. It'll be fun. We got a carpool and split the parking, which is now $30. Thank you very much, Philadelphia Parking Authority. You vampires.
Yep. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
blood sucking bitches.
I know my wife likes to always, Kathy always likes to say, folks, like how do you spend $150 to $200
Easily.
at a Phillies
Easily.
game when you already have tickets paid for?
Right.
And,
Right.
You know,
It's not a problem.
Let's be honest here. I blame it on her son going with me because I got to buy a beer for me and him. So it's $20. It's $40 every time I get a beer, which is about what? 4 a game,
Don't
$1.60
get me
there,
started.
$30 for parking. So $200 a drop of the game's not a lot, and that's sinful.
Those
That's
Aramark peeps aren't making those CEOs of Aramark. They're not making enough money, Johnny. They need more like vacation homes. You know,
I can't
don't get me
ima-
started about Aramark.
I can't imagine family of four, a young family,
Oh.
husband, wife, young kids
Well,
playing
that happened
little
with the
league
Flyers.
baseball.
Everyone when they went to Hershey, right? They would go like to other minor league hockey. Like that, people are now probably going to Wilmington, see the Blue
Yeah.
Rocks, because they can't afford to go.
It's a shame.
Or they go to like one Phillies game instead of 4 or 5.
I believe now the Phillies are offering the $17 in April. You had to have it done by March. I think they're offering $30 tickets now. But the cheapest seat for the Phillies when the weather breaks is $40 now. You know that. So let's look at
It
this.
used to be like 17 when standing room used to be like
standing room.
$17.
So
Not
look-
that long ago.
So look at a family of four. You got a young family. Let's say a young 30-year-old couple
Right.
with their 7 and 9-year-old sons, daughters, whatever.
They're in their 30s.
Right off the bat,
Right.
if they buy the nosebleed seats, which
Right.
are awful up top,
Terrible.
400
Terrible.
$160 right off the bat. $30 a park, $1.90. You know these kids want hot dogs. They want the ice cream in the helmet.
With the
this
whole
and that.
experience.
You're talking about a $300
Dollar night.
baseball game for a family like that. No wonder these people don't go to the
Not
games.
like
They
100,
can't-
120 bucks. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't even
it's more
be
than
that.
double.
Like bring back the old vet with the family picnic area, like for family. Put
Family
a family section somewhere.
Family
where
package.
Yes. Get the kids involved. I mean, I'm seeing too much more now. It seems down the bank. It's more fans our age, more kids in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Get the young kids.
Get the young kids
involved.
back in.
Get them
Yeah,
back involved.
yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of that. I think a lot of that may change. I don't know if prices will ever come back down. God, I hope they do after this work stoppage next year.
Yeah.
And these salaries come down or whatever. I mean,
They ain't coming down.
who knows? I mean, I
We just got
have.
to figure out how to cap properly and like get Pittsburgh in relevant again.
Well, look, I had to hear Middleton on an interview last week talking about, changing the naming rights from Harry to Kay's restaurant out there to Ghost or whatever, and him saying, well, the money we're getting off this may pay for a player coming in. That's not paying for a player. Come on now, man. That's going somewhere else.
Don't get us. Let's talk about that later because
Yeah.
that's insulting. What happened to Mrs. The Harry's widow?
I mean,
Like,
I'm
it's
not
cool.
Look,
It's
I mean,
not
look,
cool.
he's got a statue out there, Harry, and Harry is a legend here, and we know that this and that. But the Phillies did pay the Callises money that for the naming rights of that, that restaurant. So it's in the Phillies' right to change that.
Yeah, but it was. I think
I'm
they were
okay
a year.
with that,
I think
but-
they were like a year away from it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how it
Timing-wise,
worked out there.
Timing-wise, it got kind of fucked up. I don't know what happened.
All right,
But
well,
I think it's a stupid name though. Ghost Energy, whatever.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
like
the
we're getting
Ghost Energy
we're getting
drink
super
and-
corporate, like the
Sure you
corporate.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's money. I mean, you
And-
got advertisement on
and-
uniforms
and-
now. So.
Rest in peace, Passon Stowe. Not Passon Stowe, excuse me. High and Inside Pub.
Yeah, they changed that out.
Gone. Because we need to sell merchandise, Johnny.
Yeah,
we
we
need
do
to
more.
capitalize. There's more profit in selling T-shirts and hats and shit up there than selling beers.
No,
and
there's
stuff.
nothing like buying a $50 baseball hat
yeah,
at Citizens
the
Bank
ball
Park when I can go to Target and get it for $12.
Well, I went to Costco and I got it. Yeah, I got my
$12 hat,
I got-
Target.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
mine
50
was,
at Citizens
mine
Bank
was
Park. I would never buy
$13.99
nothing there.
at Costco when I was at the tape. Remember I was telling people over the podcast. I was like, John D's Baseball and Beers podcast.
Yeah.
I had all these people looking at sweatshirts and shirts and women's shirts and hats and stuff. I'm like, I was yakking up the podcast in Costco. Love Costco.
Perfect.
It was pretty cool.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you, folks. I'm sure we bored you probably 15 minutes too long.
We always
So,
went off the rails as usual.
have a great Easter, folks, and we'll see you in a few, maybe about 10, 12 days from now, I guess, after the road trip. I'm sorry, before the next homestand, and
Next Thursday.
yeah, maybe next Thursday, or maybe even next Friday in the parking lot before the Diamondbacks game.
It's Wednesday. No, it's Wednesday when they play the Giants. We'll do a little shorty.
We could do one Thursday, or
right.
maybe even Friday from
Well, we have all
Chaotic
these
before the
Thursday
Phillies
days
game.
off, but like if the weather's nice, let's watch the end of the game at Page and Poor and talk about how they beat the crap out of the Giants.
We can do something
Let's
like that.
do that.
Folks, have a great Easter.
Cheers.
Enjoy the
Happy Easter,
weekend,
everybody.
and go Phils.
Go Phillies. Let's do it.